Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Peace be upon you all and Allah's mercy and His blessings. Welcome to Arabic Calligraphy, Intro to Arabic Calligraphy. My name is Brother Yasser, and I'm here with Brother Noor, inshallah. Jazakumullahu khairan for taking interest in signing up. Alhamdulillah, I think we have a full house. Total count 21. Is it 30? Yeah, I don't know. I think we moved some chairs in the end.
Yeah, 20 is 200. You know, that's coming.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. So we're going to quickly just begin. I'm just going to go over the format. I'm just going to have Noor just begin with a verse of Quran. And we're actually going to do something different. We're just going to write it. And then we're going to talk, go over the translation. And a little bit about, I'll go with a quick intro on Noor afterwards, and a little bit about us and our involvement in the community. But go ahead, Noor.
So, assalamu alaikum again. Please be upon you all. I'm just happy. So, this is not only a class of Arabic Calligraphy thing, class of success. The class that we honor just to have it, to be over here. And Allah shows us not just any type of art over there outside, just show anything that's over there, just writing down Allah's word. That's what is better than that. Allah shows us from all, how many billions of people on earth. We're here just chosen just to write that. That's big honor for us. So alhamdulillah, happy to see people from the community and from here and there, the chance to teach them as well, to share this Islamic art. Because after all, it doesn't belong to only one group of people. It belongs to, like you say, too many nations, too many people, from Asians to all of that. So,
inshallah, and as I said, we're going to begin with a verse of Quran. Might as well start with the first one. I know a lot of us just consider these ta'uz and tasmiyah, a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, and bismillahir rahmanir rahim. But this is actually Surah Fatiha's first verse is bismillahir rahmanir rahim. And this is actually a workshop in a class, so it's a little bit interactive. I want you guys to all participate. You don't have to raise your hands. I know some of us are still wearing masks, but you guys can just talk out loud. It's okay. So, real quick, inshallah. It's not the Tajweed class or anything like that, and we're going to show you some of the things that we have around. You guys can, let your eyes wander, and you guys will see the work that we have, everything that we have done. But أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. Translation. I want to pick on someone. Start with the sister in the back. Someone who's wearing a primary color. All right, I'm gonna go ahead. A'udhu billah. Yes. Yellow's a primary color. That's fine, inshallah. So it's A'udhu billah. I seek refuge, I seek protection in Allah, mina shaitan. It's not an Arabic class, but from shaitan, the accursed, the rejected. If you're taking an intro to Islam class or anything, you can talk about the story of creation right here. But not the first time. So we always say this, just we want to ward off any evil or anything. And as you know, subhanAllah, Ramadan is how many days away? Anybody know? 2 weeks away, but anyone know that number of days? It's like, 13 or 14 days. SubhanAllah. Awesome. And all you have to do is go look outside and look at the moon. It's a full moon. 13, 14, 15th of the month are full moons. So, alhamdulillah. And before we get to the first ayah, I did want to say, primarily, alhamdulillah, a little bit about Time for Success. We actually are an art academy, and we've actually hosted classes for non-Muslims, for new Muslims, for young children. In fact, every Wednesday I have a class nearby, and it's for a home school academy, and kind of take care of their extracurricular and some of their other activities. So our first classes were actually intro to art, intro to calligraphy, and positive thinking. So alhamdulillah, whether you're 8 or you're 88, whether you are younger or old, art is for everyone. And now the first one. Anyone should be able to know the translation of this. I'm going to pick on the second youngest person in the room because we have a baby. So I'm trying to guess who's the second youngest. Is it right here? Are you guys sisters? Cousins? Come on. Do you know the translation for Bismillah? No? Okay, we will be talking about that too, because one of the things, inshallah, that we try to do at Time for Success in our art academy is anytime we do, we write an ayah, we're trying to push the Muslim literacy rate up. So, like, whether it's the background, whether it's the painting, so we try to put the translation of the word. Go ahead, what's this ayah?
Yeah, go ahead again, so we're here. It used to be a normal thing. Once the leader is added on it, that's it. I had much comment. It says, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, وَمَا عِنْدَ اللَّهِ خَيْرٌ وَأَبْقَى. So it says, what is with Allah, what Allah has for us is far much better and more lasting. So can't even compare to this world. Yes. What Allah has for us.
So subhanAllah, like on some of our pieces, like it's some of our things are oil paintings or watercolor paintings. Like I actually kind of do painting and things like that. I was a minor in studio art in school. And art is just something that everybody can. It's not like I want to kind of dispel this notion and kind of just start with this, just so you guys have some thing. People are not just, you're creative and you're not. Kind of get out of that perspective that like, oh, we expect, photography and all those type of things from you. And everyone's like, no, art and calligraphy and all of these things, you're not one or the other. It's not binary. And everybody can get better. It's like public speaking. Some people are naturally born better at it. Some people literally have a physiological response, knee shaking, sweaty, and everything like that. But everybody can get better at public speaking. Just like that, everybody can also get better at art. And art is, subhanAllah, I know we even hear this from the Muslim community, oh, it's a luxury. Oh, there's so much more important.
Well, actually, one more thing important. Because people think about it all the time. What if I told that a hadith that says Allah is beautiful and He loves beautiful things? So He's just encouraging us do art, make things beautiful, make your house, books, everything. Us ourselves, Allah's touch on us. He just made us the most beautiful creatures ever. With the mind He gave us, the body, the skills, the things. So, especially as Allah said in the Quran, also another ayah, that Allah made the humans, especially Sayyidina Adam, on His image. So we also, we don't look like Him, but we also have feelings like Him, we do like Him, and we're beautiful like Him, and we also create beautifulness just like Him. Yes. So that's very important thing,
And actually, due to technical difficulties of laptop charger not being here and things like that, but we actually had an image showing this exact thing that you mentioned. There's literally almost like 4 or 6 Arabic words that you just mentioned. Allah is beautiful and He loves beautiful things. What's the Arabic saying of it again?
So, in Allah jamilun yuhibbul jamal.
Yes. So subhanAllah, again, it's not an Arabic class, but one of the first things in any class that you take is you learn why. Like, why learn Arabic? Why learn Arabic calligraphy? And subhanAllah, I'm just going to show you guys some things. In some of today, this is an Arabic calligraphy class, but we also normally, when I teach calligraphy, I actually spend the first couple of sessions or so teaching English calligraphy. Why? Because so you guys get familiar with qalam. Now, inshallah, we're going to go ahead and pass around the paper, but again, let's start with first ayah now. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. We begin in the name, ism means name, Allah. Definition could be the proper given name of the one true and only God. Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim. This is the first names, first attributes that we know of our Creator. First of the Quran, Ar-Rahman. Again, I don't want to get too much into this, but because alhamdulillah, all of us here are Muslims, Raha mean the word, Rahma in Arabic can also mean, mercy, forgiveness, grace, kindness.
And the difference between the two words is Rahma, there is one special for women, believers, and Muslims, special for us. And there is also the other Rahma that is just for humankind.
Anybody know the hadith about things being split into, Allah's mercy being split into 100 units? 99 of it is saved for the day of judgment. In the name of Allah, the entirely merciful, the especially merciful. This Ar-Rahim is the mercy that allows all of us to go over. Not a single one of us enters Jannah except without the mercy of Allah. And Ar-Rahman is the mercy of 1%. You can almost say that is in everything on earth. All the forgiveness of Allah on the earth. All the mercies that your mother has towards you. Every single time, like a baby bird is being fed by its parents. Every single time someone forgives you on earth. That's Ar-Rahman. So you can almost say, just find it as in the name of Allah, most gracious, most benevolent. In the name of Allah, the most entirely merciful, the deliverer of mercy. So subhanAllah, like, you'll see a few Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim around here. Some of them are mine, some of them are Noor's. But like, for example, this is the Duani script. It's in the year 2016. There's another one there, and a few mixture of scripts. We're going to talk about that as well too. But today, subhanAllah, one of the things that I want to get into, introduce Noor, is Noor al-Majzoub. Noor al-Din al-Majzoub is a 23-year-old, almost
24 right now.
24-year-old. Oh yes, yes. Subhanallah. 24.
Yeah.
Yes, you're no longer a prime number.
Yeah, it's better.
Yes, but so he came to the U.S. When he was 18. He has 4 little sisters. Alhamdulillah. The eldest one here is 2, Raneem.
Assalamualaikum.
Yeah, so sisters, if you want to ever reach out to Raneem, she's
Yes,
available.
inshallah.
And Raneem.
22 now.
Yeah, 22 now. Oh yes, never ever again.
Yeah, for sure.
But you guys know that saying?
I don't say no. Ask a woman.
Never ask a woman her age. Yeah, never ask a woman her age, and never ask a man his wage. Yeah, we got to rhyme, right?
Yeah.
So subhanallah. By the way, if you guys have anything to say, it's open. In fact, when we have class, we spend the first 3-7 minutes just talking about miscellaneous or random life things that we talk, just to get attention. So before moving on, inshallah, Noor actually has been working on his ijazah for the Thuluth script. Who knows what an ijazah is?
Like a certificate.
Certificate, yes. Inshallah. So like I'm actually focusing on the Nas script. That's the script that the Mus'haf is written in, the Quran is written in. So I'm just gonna go ahead and grab a Quran real quick. And kind of again, this is all the, if you guys are, let's go ahead and pass out the papers. So you guys, if you want to take notes, you can. So we'll take a minute real quick just to pass out the folders we have for you guys. So in it, like I said, normally I teach actually English calligraphy first. And like I said, Noor's going to be teaching today, and I'm just going to be helping, but this is just a quick intro. Afterwards, you'll be hearing more from Noor.
Obviously, we want to get the names of the people over here.
We're going to do that, yeah, as soon as we get
I'll be giving more papers in a little bit.
Yeah, one first. Okay, perfect. You guys, don't worry. You guys will get the folders in a second. Plan. I will follow the steps here. But so just getting familiar with the qalam, the note, and in English, how you only have basically vertical lines, horizontal lines, and a circle. That's how all the alphabet come out of. But in Arabic, Noor will talk about that. Everything's a little bit more flowy. So if you like to draw, how many of you guys like to draw or sketch? Everybody. Yes. You guys are here by choice. Exactly. Alhamdulillah. Who's here not by choice? That's why teaching art class is so much fun. I actually teach at a community college too. Used to until like the world's changed. But alhamdulillah, I come from a background in healthcare. I worked in and it's not about. But when it comes to doing art, it's not the right side of the brain or the left side of the brain. How many of you guys have? What would you say? Who has good handwriting? Raise your hand. Okay. Who would say that they have bad handwriting? I just want to see if I can get that. There's hope for you guys too to still learn calligraphy. You know why? My handwriting is not that great, and even calligraphy for me, if you see my art and things like that, it's very expressionist. Like I'm just like go with the flow. I don't like to be detail oriented, but I have to kind of work on being a little bit more mathematical when it comes to calligraphy. So no matter what type of art that you do, whether it's free flowing or you're very calculated, there's room for both of them, in this art, subhanAllah. And without further ado, inshallah, anything else you want me to add, Noor? Currently, Noor goes to College of DuPage. He is working, in between, I don't know.
Day by day, they know better.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Inshallah. And you can follow him on, different social media things, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, even TikTok, I think.
So our social media will be on the small flyer will be passing out in the end of the session.
Yes, inshallah. Any questions, comments, concerns?
All right, go ahead. So yeah, so before everyone gets scared, I start eating some hard beef right now. Yeah. So remember that this art has rules. It's like this different other kind of science. It's like no one is for this, knows everything. So in order, let's say, to be an engineer, go to school, learn all the rules, the books. You want to be a mechanic, you also have to get some books, go to school. This is same thing. Has rules, everything, measurement, just like how you're engineer or let's say designer, anything, use a ruler, use all this kind of stuff, and it's the same thing over here. So even if you have bad handwriting, whatever it is, you can still do it. So before I start, to get the names some people can share with us, just to good to know who is my blessed people. We're going to learn some calligraphy today. I'll start from the right, like that. Nice. Rana, do you like art or no? Someone can share. Nice. That's an our time. Yeah. I want to see them. What? Nice. Yes or no for art? That's it. What about you? Nice. An art, yes or no? We'll get you. Nice. Nice. Noor. Noor. That's my name. Yes. That's it. I think there's a good future for you. Yeah.
She even brought her art kit.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm proud of that. You see all the Noor, just like artists. That's good. What about you? Yes, and yes or no for art?
Shala, I like it, but I don't know how to do it.
We'll take care of it. Don't worry.
For her uses, yeah, I love to learn calligraphy.
Yeah, of course, we've seen that. Yes, nice. We got you. Let's see, start from there. Too. Right. Nice. And yes or no? Works. This. Nice. It's making sure all the people over here are on my side. Yeah, all my art, we're on the same page and everything. So, of course. Right. Nice. Nice. Got you. So good. All the same. We're making an army right now. Perfect. What about you, brother?
I'm Abdullah, and actually, Arabic calligraphy drew me into Islam.
Oh, really?
I saw
Actually, that's one of the reasons I was just going to talk about that.
I actually learned the Arabic alphabet before I became a Muslim, so I could read the Arabic
Subhanallah.
alphabet.
Subhanallah.
It's been my favorite form of art ever since.
Subhanallah. You see, that I was just going to talk about that. That because of the Arabic calligraphy, because of the years that our grandfather spent in that, some people think, why calligraphy? Why art? It's not important. Because of that, a lot of people, even like before, even for instance, before like a couple hundreds of years, they entered Islam. What is that? Calligraphy? Well, who made that? Is that human made or just angel made? And even I remember there is a famous story, I think back in the time of Saladin, around 1200. So I think one of the best, your countries send ambassadors and things like that just with each other. And Saladin sent someone, I think, to the Europeans, to the Christians, and he wanted to go inside the castle or whatever it is. And so papers, so like from books, from like science books and things like that, have all Arabic in it. They just hang on the wall and whatever, the floors and things. It was surprised, like I know this talks about math, this is different, this is different. He's surprised. He went inside and said, "What's the reason that all of that hangs? What's like that's supposed to be read and everything?" And they imagine the king. He said, "We don't know how to read all of that, but we just like how it looks. And we're just happy to hang it over there." He was just happy how the shape was and everything. We don't know how to make all of that. The English alphabet takes very simple compared to Arabic. Arabic has like a lot of skills and time and energy put in it. So just because it looks good, they were hanging it on the castle, on the palace, and everything. So when I heard that, I said, "Yeah, we should learn." Yeah. So that's good. So if we look into Arabic calligraphy, the form that now we're there right now, we see most of the Quran. That's like how most famous Arabic calligraphy is right now. Actually, that's one of the forms. One of the shapes of the Arabic calligraphy there is even 7 more shapes outside. Imagine the Quran, whatever, how beautiful it is and everything. So one of the fonts, still like other 7 fonts. So I'm not gonna be teaching all the 7 fonts because it's gonna take you like almost 7 years to learn all of that. Because like I said, it's a full science, it's a full knowledge that you gain with that. So I said, question?
Hindi sawal. I have a question. I
Yeah,
was just gonna be like, can we go over what the 7 fonts are? Just in
that's
case
what I
someone-
was going to do actually. Yeah.
And I was just going to mention, I'm in class, I'm going to keep timer. Every 20 minutes, there's going to be an introduction and a break.
Yeah, of
So
course.
even for you guys, I know we have younger kids in the class too. So every 20 minutes, if you actually want to kind of just say something, talk about something, just to break up the class, you guys are more than welcome to. Inshallah. And at the 40-minute mark, we'll take another time because it is currently 11 o'clock. And Sister Shahla, when are we here till?
We're hoping to wrap up by 12:30.
Okay, 12:30 at the latest, right? So yes, inshallah. Is everyone okay with that?
Is anyone here for Sunday school? The Sunday school has a program at 12. That's why.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it here?
No, in the cafeteria.
Oh, okay,
But
perfect.
if
Okay,
no one's here, then we'll stay for 12.
okay, perfect.
I have a
Alhamdulillah.
lot of things to say. But you're worried about the time.
Yes, I just want to make sure everyone knows. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah. So no worries. We even got some, that, the Arabic calligraphy by itself just feels a little bit dry. So I made some days, desert over there, there. After I go,
Okay.
yeah.
Inshallah. Go ahead, guys. Grab a Sharpie and pass it down. If you guys want to start taking notes, and even then, you'll kind of get familiar with the chisel tip. And inshallah. Go ahead and mention live.
Yeah. Yeah, so photos, just to give a small, just like a glance. Arabic calligraphy.
Maybe purple. Which one is this girly thing?
With all the
Doesn't
papers
matter.
we're going to be working with.
Yes.
You can put them inside if you want.
Yeah.
That's easy, yeah, like a little bit.
I'll just tell everybody there's a special tea that the brother made, and you can add rose petals into it if you wanted to. So if you wanted to grab a cup before starting.
And again, if you guys would like to title your paper, again, we're not telling you how to take notes, but if you guys want to write Intro to Arabic Calligraphy on your page, in as nice as handwriting as you guys can, and then get started. But like I said, Noor's going to go over the 7 fonts, and yes. But
Because, Arabic calligraphy wasn't just born like it went through a lot of levels, a lot of work, a lot of years, until it became like it. So, grandfather made it. Got a paper. So, where is Arabic calligraphy? It's a type of art that Muslims, I don't want to say Arab only, Muslims all over the world, from Morocco and Spain, in the West, all the way to even Turkey, Arabia, India, even western of China. Part even from Mongolia, a lot of places that they use this art. They use this art. They use these arts. To masjid, to houses, to assets, to a lot of things, you see it over there. So this art, not just only one area of the map, just for religion, for nation, for people, for belief. So we have always to thank our grandfather for working hard for us, deliver us this beautiful message that, for the benefit of us, the old days. So it benefits us a lot that, first of all, we have written the Quran in it, honored the word of Allah, the most important. Also, we made our message beautiful, we show a good message, we show a good side of the Islam to other people, wherever he sees us, the first thing he sees our message, our building, our things, that, that's a beautiful religion over there. So you see, that's very important. Same thing, they say first impression, that's the first important thing. Same thing, some people take everything about the building, but same thing, the face, the words, the writing. It's also same thing, give the first impression that's in their mind for a long time. So let's start with showing you some fonts actually for the Arabic calligraphy. You guys may be surprised. You guys never seen it before. So before Islam, before everything, Arabic people, they didn't have the language. They had the language to speak, but they didn't have nothing to write much. The alphabet that we use is actually very ancient. It goes back to the Levant region. Levant is mostly Syria and Lebanon. That's what I can say. So they were the first people who invented the alphabet, invented the way to write. Because people before used to have tough languages, hard languages, everything, but they never had no way to write it down. So over there in a place called Ogarit, that's I think in Lebanon or Syria, in Lebanon region, they created the first alphabet called, some people have a lot of names. So with that, they have the letters connected and all of these stuff, but still, it does not look like Arabic. But people who speak a Semitic language, similar to Arabic, they still use it. That's what you talk about up north. So from that, language start moving down, more south. So that's when the first time the Arabs start using them. They call it Nabat font or something like that. So what is a Nabat font? That's a very ancient kind of font. Even if you go, let's say, Saudi Arabia, Mecca, or anywhere, you see it sometimes like engraved and written on stone. Even I think Ghar Hira has something, and even some Sahaba used to write some Quran using that. And even like over there right now, we may read it, it's very hard for us to understand. So let's say Yasser wrote Bismillah, like fast. Sorry, it doesn't look good. So all of the people know that first Bismillah looks like that. Very simple. All of people understand it, wherever you go in the country. Actually, the first font that was created, and even the Sahaba used to write these surahs with it, was literally like that. First of all, it was too short, too long. But that's the letter. No dots, nothing like that. See, the difference. What about Allah?
Well, we want to encourage you guys to even practice writing. Inshallah, one of the end goals of this class is by the end, you're actually be able to write Bismillah in the Surah script. And I want to let you guys know one thing too is when you guys look at a Mus'haf, look at a Quran, like most of us either are familiar with the Indo-Pak script that's still Uthmani, or like the one that's actually been coming out of of Arabia, Saudi, is in the Quran. Every time you see the title, like for example, it says Al-Quran Al-Kareem here, or it says Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim here. This is Surah script. This is the script. This is the Bismillah that you're going to be writing. So, like for example, it says Surah Al-Fatiha here. This is Surah. Okay, this is we're going to get into them real quick. Yeah. But then I want to say this is Nas. So again, when you guys look at a Quran, you guys can actually the fonts that you're going to be talking about on the cover. You'll actually even see the 3 different fonts that are used. And inshallah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So imagine this the first way of how to write that. From this, it's merged to that. You see how much work was put into this art, put into this skill, and all of that. And this wasn't even Arabic letters. They were all in Syriac and Aramaic and other languages. They used to use that. We never used these. But when Islam came, we were encouraged to learn and build ourselves and things. It was a very important thing to learn all of that. So we can write down further knowledge, Quran, and things we have. All of that, no dots, nothing. So from that, it came a lot of other fonts evolved. So from that, you get, for example, the Andalusian or the Spanish font, which they go like that. That's one. Say listen, you see a little bit different. You get also the Persian font. When Persia, when the Islam came over there, they started the Quran. They also like the Arabic alphabet. They also have something else. See, there's something similar to how. Also, the Turkish people that like the Arabic alphabet, they also invented some other font, like that. You see? So how many nations are there already? You got Arab people, you got Northern people, you got the Andalusian people, Moroccan, all the way in the west. You got the Persian people, Afghanistan, even Pakistan, they use these fonts. It's another one. You got the Turkish people and the West and the Eastern European people, they use that. So look how many nations, people of Islam got their hand to this beautiful art. So, after learning all of that, what about we start learning at China? Well, I keep hearing the heartbeats again. Now it's time to write this down. So, with the papers I gave you guys, there are More paper. Also, yes, an office. Rest will be fine. What are the dogs? What are these? What are that?
And in your folders, guys, go ahead. If you want to put away the papers, the introduction in your left pocket. Keep some of the blank papers. Noor, inshallah, will be passing out some more papers as well too. At the end, we're gonna have there's a small certificate and there's some fancy paper for you guys to be able to write it as well too.
Just right. It's up one. I want to get some food right now. People start having the.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, give them a task and then.
Yeah. There's still a lot of people. Very big sites. Days and days and days. I me myself feel like there's a lot of things to talk about. But yeah, Chow will be teaching more on. But this is from the paper. But you see the other writing. Yeah. Yeah. They can see the words, almost the same similar words over there. Right now. Dogs and things like that. Okay, guys, will be one next time. That's all you guys see, right? So these are the measurements of every letter. So that's how we measure everything. Even we got competition, that sometimes you go and offer money and things. If you just mistake with one dot, even one half dot, you're out.
Correct. So if you guys all want to grab out your Sharpie, right? And we're going to practice the chisel tip. Again, sorry about the tech thing, but we're going to show it right here on a whiteboard. Some practical tips for you guys as beginners, even for young guys, is you have a whiteboard, you can always write with the chisel tip Sharpie and easily erase it. So one thing that you guys have, our laptops, with the HDMI issues and things like that. So it's on our fault.
So give another thought, the beautiful art and say mashallah.
Yes.
Very beautiful art.
Yes. So these papers are yours if you guys want to trace on them. But what Noor was going to show is actually just to make the diamond dot, right? So you guys this is like a flat broad chip marker so you guys can see. But use your chisel tip Sharpie to kind of where you see the red, trace over the red right now if you want to, inshallah. And like I said, it's been about the 20-minute mark, so if anybody wants to get up and get some food again or anything like that, we'll go ahead.
All right. So we will start. You guys out. So I got some extra paper. It's the white paper. Yeah.
I'll be.
Yeah.
Essentially,
So right now today we're gonna write the most sentence, the first ayah of the Quran. What is it? Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So we're gonna show you how to write it down with the measurements and things.
Correct.
Yeah. So you can take over it. We have the paper over too.
Yes.
Yeah. So you have to write on top of it. So I'll teach you how to write it. It'll be easy.
And for alhamdulillah, those of you guys caught up with the diamond dots, stack 7 of them on top of each other, just the way like you see the next word Allah. I'll let you guys do that. Just keep making them so you kind of get that unit of measurement. So, like for example, Noor and I will walk around. If you don't mind me, brother Abdullah, can I show you a page real quick? Yeah. So get it so one connects into the next. You actually like.
Go ahead. Yeah. So what do we do? What are the dots for? Well, now how many letters have we got? That's the thing. How many letters? How many letters are Arabic alphabet?
28.
28. So 28 Arabic alphabet, letters. They're not just letters and text that's only right. They have specific measures. So that's what we talk in the first step. So what are we talking about? Let's say the alif. We start with alif, the most easiest letter. Some people think, very straight. What if I told that this straight line has many rules that even my complicated line, you're seeing here next to that letter. So let's start with Aleph, for example. So the Aleph, let's first letter over here. Hopefully that's right. So this has a specific measurement. So how do we count that? So with dots. So every pen, you know how they have a very large dot. So that, let's say, draw a small dot. Looks like a square. That's your ruler. Go with a small line. Go make it a square, exactly square. Yeah. So that's your ruler. So with that, you have to put 7 dots. Make it 7. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 dots on top of each other. See, I told you they're gonna be rulers and things. That's 7 dots. It doesn't have to be connected as long as they're on top of each other. Even small gap between them, it's still 7 dots. So the 7 dots are written on the page. Yeah. So with that, with our ruler, 7 dots, that's how the Alif, that's how long it is. So we'll start from over there, where the 7 dots start, we make the Alif also, start Alif. So from there, we start the line, going down, and we end it where the last dot ends, 7 dots only. We go over these, that's it. So out of the competition, out whatever it is. There. You lost the prize.
Speaking of the competition, you want to show the? We have 3 prizes.
Oh,
okay.
Fine, yeah.
Okay. 3,
But
2,
there,
and 1.
there's something. Oh, that's, thank you. Yeah. At the end.
So, subhanAllah, those of you guys who already have some experience in the class, try to get something done in the class that looks nice.
Yeah.
Like I said, we're gonna be in a little bit, in about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, we're gonna be passing out a nicer piece of paper too. But alhamdulillah. And in a second, Raneem and I will walk around and we'll kind of help you guys with the alif, and then move on to like the next part, inshallah. If anybody needs any help, we're here too, inshallah. Is it okay if I show your paper real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I was gonna say, this is actually a great start too. The way she had the 7 dots lined up, kind of started the line below, line above. But Noor, if you want to go ahead and comment on the alif itself, the line.
Yeah. So I'm telling the first sentence, you're literally doing it 0.001 of that right. So whatever you write down, and as long as you get what is that? So when someone says, "Oh man, what's that?" I don't need to run that and say, "No, it's a whole science, whole thing." Yeah. So expect that you're not going to learn everything, but like follow along has effect. Okay. Yeah, have a hard time. Yeah, as long as it's square, So you have. So like, let's see that. So you can look at right. Yeah. So you should be assistant.
Are they supposed to be connected or?
It doesn't have to be connected. Yes. Separate should be good. Yeah. As long as it's close together. So I mean, that
Be like anywhere far.
so they don't have to be like very far. I mean, as long as they're on top of each other, Because sometimes like humans make mistakes, sometimes like that. So yeah. After that,
Guys, don't worry about it being bad. I mean, I don't want to complicate and say something that's going to make your alif even more strange. Say the alif should actually be like an S, like, the front facing and back.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Yes. It's like a very small bend. So it doesn't have to be perfect. That's good. I can see all these. We have good artists. I can see. Ready for the next letter? So the next letter from the very blessed force, very most important force, name of Allah. So you're gonna be the lamb. How are we gonna do that? Well, you can see. So also has dots.
It's alright. It's fine, yeah.
Let's say we start with 4 dots. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 dots right now. Start from the first dot, start the lamp. See? It's like a small area. Yeah, a little bit, you know. It's between a straight line and a... So with that, make sure it's 4 dots. There, over there, now. So after that, let's say make a straight line. See, so you make sure that's the height you have, and also make a line underneath it. That's also the line, the lowest unit. So in general and total, you got 4 dots. Go on. So I mean, after all, in the future, you can be able to write everything down without even measuring. Because over here got memory, and the hand got memory as well. You gotta remember. All good. Where you ended, remember when you ended that the noun. From here, we're gonna go up again. But there's something over there. There's a small secret. So let's see. So look at that. When I go up, these straight lines stop here. This also has a minimum. That's the full dot. No more, no less. See? So make sure when you go down, you go up again, you don't have to make it like a full pot or full kettle, whatever it is, can be even bigger than that. You can fit even 4 or 5 dots. Don't make sure only 1 dot. Potential artists, that should feel proud. Good. As long as it gets a time, 1 dot in the middle. Well, why is it 3 dots? 1 dot. We're going. Let's start. Imagine someone told you to build a bridge. And right, what is that? How to build it? So same, you're gonna be making a mistake. But over here, at least the bridge doesn't gonna fall down and kill people and things. So you're safe. So everyone should be good right now. So from that, see how we start? Again, we're gonna go down again. Same spot. Once you reach the 3/3, let's say, or the half, let's say right small other line in the middle. From there, you have to separate them. So when you're going down, once you reach there, the line in the half, you're gonna start to separate them. Start going another shape. So let's say in the middle you got.
Yeah.
So you go in there. Once you reach the middle over there, the middle line, you're gonna start to separate them. You see how it is? Like that. So like that. You see in the middle. Look at that. Yeah, I see.
And actually, guys, don't worry. Like, I know some of you guys are like, oh, I honestly, even when I teach Aleph later and I teach Ba first, because vertical lines are actually harder than horizontal lines. So, but that's okay. I know you guys are writing the word Allah and there's more vertical lines in it. It's just Alif, Lams, and Ha. So, and those are some of you guys, like I said, look by your neighbors and We're walking by, so don't get discouraged or anything like that, inshallah.
That's it. You just learned it's like very
Yes, this is the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah. So once the suppression starts over there, go down, and from here you're gonna count 2 dots this time. Oh, that's bigger right now. You're gonna make sure that on the next space you got 2 dots actually.
Next to each
Yeah,
next to each other.
next to it, yeah. So let's say you have the 2 dots. Oh, now we have to go around them. Do the same move you did the first time, but now we can make it more wider. So from here, you go up again. Make sure they all have the same height. See, that's why we drew the line.
It's okay, as you guys are writing things. I saw Brother Abdullah writing a few numbers next to his dots. Go ahead, do that. Units of measurement.
Yeah, I'll do that.
And I know we only gave one Sharpie, but if you guys like to use different colors that you guys have on your printouts, do that actually. Those red dots are there for you guys to kind of trace over them.
Yeah.
And it's printed in gray font too, so you guys get a little bit of muscle memory by tracing. And in the beginning, it's perfectly okay for you guys to trace your work.
Yeah.
As you work with other letters and things like that, it's we encourage that just because what is that? Mimicry is the best form of flattery. Imitation is the best form of flattery.
Yeah.
So.
How are we doing? What's happening? That's the first sign of C4S. What we say all the time. Something gonna fall down.
Yeah. You and I joke around that we cannot have a time for success in anything around us until something falls. So, I don't know if this counts, Noor. Does this count?
No, that's count. That's what the first one.
Yes. And as you guys are still working on this, again, a little 20-minute jump in, Noor.
Yeah, so after
Remind
the first workout, I will get some sweets, get some vegetables.
Yeah. We're going to take that break.
Yeah. And later on, I'm going to leave you guys to it by yourself.
Yes. Then we're going to go back to Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim right afterwards.
Yeah.
And don't worry, those are more fun too, inshallah.
Still have 3 more words to write down.
Yes. Alhamdulillah.
See, not easy. Now, this is someone asks, what is your major? What is Arabic calligraphy? Someone asks, what the heck was that? I learned it. I spent 4 years. Got measurements. Yeah. Let's see. So I think all of you guys, the first part.
And even as you guys are working on this, don't think that don't limit yourself to just this. I, in fact, for a year, kind of just wrote Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim for a whole year in different fonts, over and over again, till you memorize it. So write it in different forms. The word Allah, too, as you guys can see, we have a couple sentences and things for you guys. You can write it in many different ways. You can write it as a manuscript with a circle around it. You can write it with, ha shows up in different forms. I'm sure you guys are all familiar with it, too. But
So even these rules actually you can break them. You can start, you can play with the measurements too. But that's later on. You guys can look at it. Okay, so the last step, so you stop there, you reach the line, everything. Now we're gonna make the last letter, the ha. So how do we gonna make it? So on the top over there, so we have no more dots. It's very small. Maybe less than dot, half, quarter, something like that. So maybe you can not something small. You can just draw it by your hand. Just make sure that that's your measurement over there. So in here, in the middle. See, from there, now you're gonna go down. See? Make sure you have a small space between them.
And go down.
Yes, go down. Simply, you went up. Yeah, but make sure there's a space. Yeah, like that. So go down. Same thing almost. Yeah. Once you go down. So it's gonna be like that though. You went up and right down, like a small mountain. Once you went up, then you go down. And leave a small space. It's a very small space. Like a small mountain. From there, you're gonna go up again. That's the last time I go up again. That's it. no more. Go up, but make sure you don't go up all the way this time. Make sure you go below that height. Little. This might be like this. Go up, and that's it. That's congratulations, guy wrote the first word in calligraphy. Welcome to calligraphy field. Calligraphers.
Sister Shala, after 12:30, are the students welcome to stay here? It's the hearts is at 1:30, right? So I want to let you guys know it is 11:30, so we're at the halfway point. I want to encourage all of you guys to actually get up, get some food. There's sweets up here on the left. Feel free to come up and engage with us. All this food that there's chai that Noor has actually made specifically. I don't know if you guys know. There's rose petals and things in there too. Noor is a humongous, how do I say this? Concierge or chai junkie.
T-man. They have to Superman and T-man.
He prides himself in his, his chai and chill. So
I mean, that's medicine over there. How are you gonna take care of your mind, your body, everything? You guys can
I have a question because I took a lot of videos and
Yes, ask, yeah. No, but like I said, we'll try to keep, yeah, but you got,
I'm gonna ask them. I think if they have a file, I'll go there. This is our
I'm on, yes. Perfect.
Alrighty, guys, inshallah. Of Allah, the most benevolent, most compassionate, and most kind, the deliverer of mercy. Inshallah, as we're coming back, some things that we want to kind of address. Alhamdulillah, Raneem is passing around a little insert ad that we actually would cut out and sometimes do a little bit of origami with, make a bookmark out of the other thing, and the other thing with a business card. So it's a multi-purpose 4x6. The other thing is, inshallah, I want to address actually, like I said, initially we were actually going to show dry erase on whiteboard, but marker is actually just level 1. Just for you guys to get familiar with the concept of a chisel tip. And inshallah, like, there are fountain pens that you guys can get for calligraphy. They are wooden nibs as well too. And I'll have Noor talk about that. And I want to actually take a quick second to talk about some resources that are available. So if those of you guys are interested in kind of furthering this on your own. So like I said, inshallah, on Wednesdays, there's a consistent class that happens every Wednesday from about 12 to 1. So about an hour a week. And because of prayer time, I think it's going to be at 12:30 to 1:30 or so. And we have different compilations of books that we kind of give out. So right now you guys have disclosures and things of that, but we actually have it available for the NUS and the Phillips as well too. That kind of go through some explanations of what you're supposed to do. And you guys are hearing some of that live, but then you go through the letters and you go through the shapes. And then you get to do a lot of practice. Just to kind of show you how that looks like. For the alif that you're doing, I know you have blank pieces of paper in front of you, but in the future, like, this is kind of something simple. And we, back end, Noor and I, we have videos like this, in this setup, where you see the paper, and you kind of go through the grind. Now, I was going to talk about that just now, that calligraphy, just like any art, you have to put in the work. It's like anybody who's hafiz. Are any hafiz in the room right now? Who are memorizing Quran? Awesome. Alhamdulillah. Just like that, what do you have to keep up that relationship with the Quran, or else you start to forget it. With calligraphy too, the amount of hours that somebody put in while they're doing his, just like that, calligraphy, you have to put in the work, and you will get better. Any of you guys have, for example, taken art classes like, in college, undergrad, anywhere? What did you have to do in class? Yes. Yes. Also, alhamdulillah, you've taken a calligraphy class, right? And even in your, for example, a painting class, what did you have to do a lot of in the class? Sketch first. And then what did you have to stand and do for kind of many days looking at something? Practice. But what's the word? Still life, right? You had to, like, in a sketching class or in a painting class, what did you have to do? A still life. Where did you want to do that painting? No. But by doing it, did you get better at painting? Yes. So same with calligraphy, same with art. Doing some of these things, do you want to kind of push yourself through them and be like, oh, I don't want to keep doing this, do the dots, do this? No. But by doing them, you will get better. Like I said, the whole point about tracing, going over muscle memory in the hand, you will understand the foundations. Once you have the foundations, as Brother Noor was mentioning, then you're allowed to then do artistic things with like strokes, with different letters. And subhanAllah, like, we have plenty of photos and pictures that we can actually show, kind of showing the different fonts and showing, like, this is just the tiny tip of the iceberg of some of the things that you're seeing, whether it's writing it on papyrus, whether it's putting it on different mediums. Like, this is again time for success. Time is a witness that all of mankind are losers, they have lost, except for, you guys finish it up for us? Except for those who believe.
We got some hafiz over there.
The last verse of Surah.
Yeah.
What are the 4 things, 4 prerequisites for success, guys and girls?
إلا الذين آمنوا بالصالحات
Yes, those who believe and do good deeds and promote one another for the truth and promote one another to patience and perseverance. So subhanAllah, I just want you guys to think about that. That's kind of a little bit about some of the background of our name. And like I said, Hayya ala al-falah, to success. And one thing that I want to kind of just quickly before Noor takes over is one of the ways that you guys can actually, aside from practice papers on these, is to get graph paper. And on graph paper, you guys can get a fountain pen and practice there. Literally, like I said, some important things like that. Practice writing.
As long as you get the thoughts.
As long as you get like things going, before you guys get around to do something else, practice. And then, like I said, there's paper and things outside, so you can. Noor and I actually have to do a lot of individual study on our own. And that's one of the reasons we're even doing this is because I went to Egypt for a couple months to study Arabic. I couldn't find a calligraphy teacher. Noor, did you when you were in Damascus?
It was very hard to find someone, yeah.
And even when you found somebody, what happened?
Yeah, there's a lot of things that follow, time, things like that.
And it cost an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
Right. So again, this is a lost art, but our goal is, even with you guys, is to you guys know what happens when you revive a sunnah? Anyone who follows afterwards, and what is that famous saying? In Arabic, go ahead, say that saying that once we pass, the only thing left is our
Three things, yeah.
No, but specifically our words. Remember, something beautiful about calligraphy found in these books. The content that we have on some of these books are actually pulled out of things that were published in the 1960s last. But on the day of judgment, these words that you write, they can testify for you on your behalf. So if you guys have the right intention, and you're learning this, yes, because maybe you enjoy it. Yes, maybe you want to revive it. But go ahead.
Every Quran, so that's to encourage you guys even more. Every Quran, if you see outside, you read everything. Look at that. Let's open the first page. The first six. That one doesn't have. There should be. The name.
The person who wrote it.
Yeah, over here. So here. Handwritten, and literally every Quran has millions of copies. Handwritten by a calligrapher, Usman Taha. It's from Syria, by the way. Handwritten, make all the million copies. Mention every guy, reading that. And the Prophet says every letter you get 10 hasanat on top of that. And if you're having more trouble reading that, you get on top of that, there's hundreds of hasanat. And all the hasanat, all the billions of the world and things, getting to, reading from what Quran, the guy who wrote this Quran. So imagine how much honor the guy has.
Yes.
And all the hasanat just sitting and doing nothing.
Even on iQuran, even on Quran.com, every time you see Quran somewhere, it's still handwritten. You're like, no way, this looks way too perfect. Are you sure this isn't typed? No, this is all still done by hand. Yes, it's digitized into a vector. That's how we're able to print them in smaller things. But all of this is still written by hand. And in fact, there's videos you can find of people who've actually written it. And inshallah, one of our goals, Noor and I, is that we on graph paper and things, we're actually documenting, writing, turning the blank page into, final ayah. And inshallah. All right.
Now it's time for work, because I think even the time is not enough for that.
Yeah.
So now, you guys see yellow paper is in front of you. So now the battle is there. So I taught you the first step. I hold your hand, show you the measurement, and all the dots and the thing. So now you see there are 4 papers, right? Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. All of the people know what are these. So the yellow paper is actually fun. It's your exam right now. So you already learned there are going to be some small gifts for whoever gets first place, second place, and third place. So on this yellow paper, you're going to write Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim based on the rules, measurements, and dots. None of that. The whole thing. So I'll show you something. So before you start, make it easy for you.
Practice one more time before you
Yeah, the white paper.
Did you get extra paper?
The white paper. You got white?
The white is for practice, and the yellow is for the last one.
Oh, there you go.
So practice before you do that.
Practice makes perfect.
I'll prepare you guys for the later on competition is going to happen. Yeah.
Let that motivate them, yeah?
Yeah. When someone can miss it, there's no mistake, because everyone's going to be reading it. So I'll show you something before you guys all start. So if you say, oh man, the paper is small, the paper is very narrow, the paper is this. You can literally fit Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim like a very small corner. Because like I say, it's an art. So there are many ways to write it down. Some people write it straight lines like that. Some people write it down like that, going up. Some people write it down, let's say one word here, two words, another word. There are many ways to write it down. So I'll show you, for example, how am I going to write it. And you guys will figure out how to do that. So you guys can put it in the paper. That can be calligraphy. So for example, they're going to start with the word. They listen. You got that. The word is that. I'm sorry it's not too good. Just trying the best I can. Then you got another one. I'm writing this. See, that's a nice way of writing it.
Oh, yeah.
So like I said, you don't have to be all the line circular. You can, anyway you see it is good,
Yes.
you can write it down. It's art. Your choice. You can also do something else. Another one. Another one. Oh, you press that. You can say it like that again. You can do that again. You see? Looks different. Two different Bismillah. You see? And there's still a lot of ways to write it down. Still. So you guys figure out how to write it down. As long as I'm gonna grade it, see how is it gonna be, decide from there.
Just be creative how to fit it in the yellow paper. Depends on your creativity.
Yeah.
Not even if this is not good, just write whatever you want, like however you want. Very nice. And if you guys get short on white paper, just raise your hand and I'll come give you more, okay?
Time is right now. Yes.
I don't want to sound like I'm being critical. But, what about the point of putting a law on the top and having the other attributes?
So you can do that, yeah.
I mean, yeah. Is that unusual or is that just?
So it depends. No, I mean, as long as, I mean, it's all after us Quran. The writing from other Quran, it matters. Allah, other words. But the Quran, as long as the all this together, you know, it's no letter, something like that, it still works. That's all it's Allah there. It's still Rahman Rahim. So yeah, those still. There's still some people that even me, myself, I feel like Allah for yourself. You know, same thing like the seal of the Prophet Muhammad, says Allah, Rasul, and Muhammad. Like that. I say Muhammad Rasulullah, but then Quran talks. Because Allah has created the talk. So that depends on the person. But remember, you write the Quran, so it does not matter. As long as you don't write like the word at kafirun, as infidel themselves, something like that, that's wrong. Yeah. So let's keep this in mind. So I'll give you guys 20, be generous. 20 minutes. Yeah. So 20 minutes and the exam starts now. You want me to keep this? I can keep it. Normally, the image doesn't look very perfect. So, if we first start.
Can I help you, sister? You want me to help you? Yes. So basically, remember all every word, all the like yeah.
The next teacher. I'll write it down next to you guys, so you know. Not cheating. I'm helping you guys. Right. Note. I mean, trust yourself. You don't have to write down the dots and everything. Just trust yourself. Just do it right there. You don't have to. We must trust yourself, but it has to be as close as possible to the dot. As close side as possible. But for me, what I do is I write it down without even thinking about the dot, and it just looks perfect. Because I got used to it.
You can take off the training wheels once you kind of really get mastered of the
Yeah.
cycle. But sometimes you can just go straight off.
So you see here, I got the first letter. Investment. You know, I can still just without the measurement. You see no dots. Let's see. Let me. I want to count. 2 dots there. 1 dot there. 2 dots. Dots over there. You see. For me, that's I've remembered my heart.
So again, you guys, if it's not ideal now, you guys can go home and do it too. Get like a poster or anything and try writing it on there.
Now today we're gonna see how it goes.
Yes. You need more room, but that's why we mentioned the stacking. But
Remember, you guys have like 15 minutes left. I think. So you know, guys, what you're writing, right?
and by the way, if you look at your handwriting, it actually sort of even looks like the earlier scripts of Quran as it gets better. As the people get better at this skill, you'll see it.
Yeah, it could be a little work, though. Perfect. Yeah. Thank you for the time. Yeah.
How are you?
Yeah. No worries, do your best. This is perfect.
This is giving me a panic attack.
Oh no! Don't stress yourself out. No, you should be okay. No. No.
But remember, I got to do the measurement. We got the 4 paper. That was close as possible.
I don't know if you showed them your tools.
Yes, also, I want to.
Oh, yeah.
15 minutes left.
Okay, cool. Focus on your page first.
Yeah.
And we'll show you what we're typically using. Show you the transitionary phases. Ramadan is coming up soon, so something that we all could do, like post Ramadan Mubarak or Bismillah in front of our house. Suggestion for parents and even at your family is actually to make a Ramadan wall in your house. Make some short-term goals, like things that you want to accomplish this year. Write some du'as on there in Arabic. The du'a as you open your fast. The du'a that a lot of times we end up asking, Abba, what's the du'a for opening your fast? What's the du'a that we say after suhoor? Write them down yourself. Even if it's in pencil, start with that. Like, see as you're, over weeks and months, Ramadan, you have some time, put in the grind. Put in the work, and inshallah. Raheem, is there anything you would like to add?
I'm thinking, let's wait for now. Let them focus on their right. Yes, get motivated. There are actually awards. First and second, last, third.
Yes, you wanna show them, at least bring them out?
Let's give them a little surprise.
Oh, okay. The class that we have on Wednesdays, the students give feedback that they like to learn about history and miscellaneous things as they're working on it. I don't know if you guys are like that. Some people like to focus on their work. Some people like background machines.
Oh, this is perfect. Yeah.
One other thing that, subhanAllah, I want to just point out is they are just recently released, starting this 2 years ago. They're actually color-coded Qur'ans that come with spaces in them that you can write underneath them. This is an excellent tool to review your Qur'an and even learn tajweed and things from. Because with pencil, your teacher can underline and highlight things. So this is an excellent tool for you to review your Quran. Right now they only have it for the 30 juz, but you can actually write in pencil. Unless you start getting one of those super thin calligraphy markers. The Sharpie is about 2 millimeters, and it's not super sharp. So don't worry about trying to get the sharp edge. You get that on metal nibs and wooden nibs, which we could talk about that later. But again, I want to point this out, like a Quran like this, that you can actually write underneath it. It's excellent. For any of you guys, if you look at a Quran that, sometimes you get overwhelmed, or, people who might be dyslexic, or people who have trouble reading Quran, this is an excellent way to kind of space things out, and great for writing as well, too. So I want to show that to you guys. Some things like this are available, too, where you can, write right underneath them. It's like many birds with one stone.
The boss is coming.
Yes. Of course, yes, of course. Less than 10 minutes. No worries.
Anyone need more white paper? Okay, let me know.
Anyway, it's not going to keep trying to buy paper. Less than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like
I should probably start on the yellow paper. I like how you do it like,
Yeah. تفضل انا اتفضل. Yes. So this is the and the last you can put them anywhere. Very good. Yeah. The goal you have a moon and everything. Okay. So over here I didn't put no dots. I just literally just other one. Yeah. So you figure it out. As long as underneath it. Could be, yeah, could be. But this is good. Yeah. Let's see, you got 5 minutes. Time is running. Almost there. I'll prepare the gift. Well, I'll see you for less. I won't look at it right now until then. 5 minutos más. 5 minutos.
It's just paper. Oh, I know. Yeah, very nice. Very good.
Look at it more beautifully. A lot of harakat. Some people can find a lot of harakat. There's one last thing that makes the calligraphy more beautiful, the harakat, or the movement. You got the fatha, the dhamma, the kasra, and all of that. So what I mean by that, let's say for example, you got the ba. If you want to say ba, fatha, and say b. Because when I say bu, that's how in Arabic language and all of that is dhamma. Also there are other some shapes. So I'll show you these because you're gonna fill up inside the gap of move. What do I mean by that? Let's say the word Allah. The one we wrote first. It looks simple, clean, dry, everything like that. Now time for some harakat. You guys got the fatha, right? You guys got the kasra, because Bismillahi. You can have the kasra as well. Yeah. Also, you got small alif because say Allah. Also, you want to add a small shadda. Small shadda. So these are the important things to do. Now there are some shapes that just give beauty to the calligraphy. Have no meaning, gives beauty. So I'll show you. On the first shape, the apostrophe they have in English, very similar. That's one. So you got another one, it's literally the same as upside down. See, 1 and 2. Now you got also another thing. That's 3 shapes right now you guys have. You want to add them to the calligraphy. So these, they don't have no specific places. They go anywhere you want. So you don't have to worry. So these just
So are they basically to fill up the gaps?
to fill up the gaps, yeah. They call them fillers. They have a lot of other names. They just fill up the gaps. So you got the harakat, the important things, fatha, dhamma. They always change the meanings of the words. With the other ones, they just only for calligraphy. Special for that. Just for beauty. For example, if I see these, that's that one award. Then my name. Dot and everything. Now you can still add a small move. The first is the dhamma, important harakat, and there's nothing else to add. Now you still add more. One. See? Yeah. See? Everyone. You got it. Three there. Another one here. You see? Gave it shape. I'll give you guys 2 more minutes. Because the time is already gone. I'll give 2 more minutes in the rest of it just for this. More shapes you wanna have. Don't worry about the place, just anywhere. Be good.
Yeah, you guys can even see example right here, like how did he put the harakat on the screen.
Look, they have other paintings, they have all of these inside.
Here, as you see, he didn't put those other things that you fill the gaps with. These you literally can just put them anywhere. It depends on the creativity. See something missing here and here.
Yeah. So these are the 3 ones. We go to the back too. You add them. Beautiful. You don't have to worry about the place, whatever it is. You don't have no meaning. Just colors, yeah. Because by itself it will look strange. So you have things to make it more beautiful. Yeah, because of this, yeah. So that's it. That's your limit some secrets over there. You know? Like a secret recipe. Whether
You guys can see the things that he was talking about, the gap fillers. I just wanted to show you guys the example.
Nice. Thank you so much.
Yeah, because you might be confused where to put them, right?
Yeah.
You wanna also show them these
Could
things
be.
that you talked about.
Very cool. Thank you so much.
You can see it from here.
Very nice.
Look how
No, sorry, the time. Done. I've done that. You guys wanna stop it then?
Yeah.
You guys wanna put it just so I can see it. Put it in the top. Yeah. I'll come see one by one. I'll start from the right, from all the way there. guys can put your work.
I'm so excited. So beautiful. That's why you can tell you actually took that class before. Yeah, that's why when you said, I'm like, it makes sense.
I just wonder if that's like they have to be clear. Like,
Yeah, no, I can see that. MashaAllah.
so the last one that you did, por eso fue a TikTok. I never like
Oh, keep going with it. Like, seriously, I love it.
but I haven't seen it.
Oh, I wish I could see it. You will, we'll have future and inshallah.
I'll bring my art school.
Yeah, inshallah, I would love to see it.
I mean, she did also.
Also, we can show it as we have I'll talk about it in the end.
Yeah.
I follow your Instagram and send you whatever.
Inshallah, we will put everything on art.
It's like a perfect one.
Wish you brought more to this time.
But unfortunately, only 3 places. That wherever you go in the
I
world,
don't want to.
see first, second, third. I mean, I remember you guys are learning just a very small fraction of the Arabic calligraphy. Just like the first, you still have like the whole stairs that have to go on top of it. So this is a good start. So I give the only guy gift that I want to give the other people said. What should I do? I don't want to make no enemies. I want to make friends. So I'll take the paper there now. I'll decide with my just.
Just write our name on there.
No worries, I'll show it to you. Whoever you know,
Oh.
whoever work is, and they will know.
Yeah, but it's actually expensive. So it's kind of like kind of like painting. It was more so painting involved and then stenciling. So it was kind of like a combination. This is, I think this is actual calligraphy in terms of learning the science behind it. And then, oh my gosh,
To do one,
I got
one session.
yeah,
Even if they're
yeah,
interested.
yeah.
Yeah, right here. All of these. I think I'll make this.
Oh, you did? Let's take a
One
look.
more time. Oh, this.
Can I have your phone for taking pictures?
Yes, you can.
They're
Yeah, you
nice.
should be home with your own work. Yeah.
So I got the work.
Are those your top three?
Yeah. They're good old. Yeah, this is good.
Can you keep inside and take a picture before you don't I love the one. Yeah, that's right. I will not read it.
I don't mind.
I'll take pictures.
No, because I was going to say. Okay.
Yeah, right now.
Oh, did you mention stuff about photos? Yes.
When you finish it,
Okay. Only because I want to kind of bring them up here.
okay, I will. As soon as
Okay.
Everything's gone.
wait, let him say first.
So we try our best. Everything's beautiful. The problem is trying our best being the person here and the person, the other person.
It was
Very
really
cool.
hard to
Yeah.
decide.
Yeah, we put our 3 opinions together, and
Yeah.
alhamdulillah, all of you guys did great work. And don't worry, we're not taking it. We're gonna give it all back to you. So do you want to do it?
I'm happy. So this is the work. Let's see. So we got. So.
I wish we could do a 3, 2, 1 backwards, and I want to give them back, but you know, alhamdulillah.
So I don't want to say who's first, second, and third, but I'll say this one. That's one now. Okay, I got this one first. Who was this? Someone in the back. So is you? This one. Maria. So now.
Sophia,
Yeah. Oh,
God is
yeah.
the greatest. Yes.
No
Alhamdulillah.
time of this. One gift. Syrian dessert.
There you go.
That's one.
May I take a picture of you with the gift?
Yeah.
Okay.
Moving on, second
Yeah.
place.
No, second or third, just all. Yeah.
Oh, we don't know who's
They're-
first,
they're-
second, or third. You
Oh,
won't
Yeah,
know.
they're all good, man.
Yeah, they're all good.
Yeah,
but
it's really hard to say first.
the second one is that I like the way how the letters on top of it. There was some creativity with it. So I give this also a winner as something good. That's also not a gift for the brother over here.
Yes.
That's Mr. Good luck, love. Here you go, brother.
Allahu Akbar.
Yes. Allahu Akbar.
Allah, we didn't even go over the principles of putting them together. He was able to still get the different things.
That's
Yeah.
all. That's all. I didn't
Like he
Yeah.
he practiced an advanced technique on his own.
Is it okay to take a picture of you?
Yes.
Yeah.
And inshallah, Raneem was going to mention this, but any photos that we take, we're going to ask before we post it.
Yeah.
Yes,
Especially if you guys are younger, we want to make sure we
Yes,
get your
all of you
parents'
guys are.
permission or anything like that.
you guys have to. I'll just blur your face, but for now, you guys are all okay. Yeah, I'll post them on our social media, Instagram, Facebook, and everything. Okay, and you'll follow it too, so I can see your picture.
The last one is this. Yeah. Oh my God! All the guys are looking over here. So try my best. Try my best. Hope someone go outside and start on that over. So yeah. Here's one. Yeah, all. Yeah, so that's chocolate, take flowers, and
Yes.
yeah.
And if you guys aren't aware, Noor actually likes to do cosplay. If you've seen his car, if you've seen that, if he literally will make costumes like out of earth from Ertugrul and things like that.
Wow.
So he's cosplayed as Jack Sparrow. We have a little, and
Anyway, the guy in the
yes. So in our classes, we have little trinkets of Islamic history that we drop in and things like that too. So I know you guys didn't get to see the PowerPoints and things, but like I said, there's usually content. And again, this is not the last. We have more stuff, inshallah.
Yeah.
We have some time. Do you guys have anything to mention? Some other practical
The
things?
last thing is,
Go ahead, Renee.
Other than that, I mean, all the guys, just from the small practice calligraphy, you guys don't feel sad that, everyone is weird, but I don't know what to do. Yeah. So that's
Don't
like,
they get a certificate then?
yes.
Yes. Every single one of you guys actually gets a little certificate of completion. Yes. So inshallah, put your name on there, or if you guys would like to come up, Noor's gonna be up here and I'm gonna be up here. We could write your names too, but you know what? It's up to you guys. You want to do that, Noor?
Yeah, so they can write their name,
Correct.
or I can write their name. So
It's up to you guys.
They can look at first right now. So
Correct.
done.
And I know we didn't talk about it formally in the class, but again, the reason we don't jump straight into the markers is that takes time and hours. And imagine like if there was a spilled drink on any of your plates. Now imagine if you got ink, like Indian ink, that doesn't come off your clothes. SubhanAllah, when we just talked about history just now, do you guys know how what these qalams and things are made out of? Similar to bamboo. It's actually a cousin of bamboo from China, but they actually have to be aged. It's a cousin of bamboo. It's a reed, halfway between a wheat reed, corn reed, and bamboo. Then you have to age the material. You have to bury it in the ground for about 5-10 years, and then it comes out. That's how the best qalams come out.
So whoever.
So I have a stash of
Islamic
qalams
calligraphers, all you guys write your name by themselves.
And it's like trying to do art or painting with crayons. So, you know, there is some material and things. And I want to mention, how many of you guys know about original calligraphy ink?
Yeah.
Anybody? Do you know, like, the best ink for calligraphy is made actually from candle soot. So in the Blue Mosque, you know how they had the old, back in the day, chandeliers? They still have that. Because every 6 months, every 3 months, when they clean the glass of the candle containers, they take that carbon, they take the candle soot, and just like charcoal, they take it, they collect it all, mix it with certain oils, and that's how you get the ink for oil. Like again, so it's a very traditional art. I know you guys just got a little bit of like again, this is an intro to Arabic calligraphy. This is just like your introduction to the art. So again, there's a lot to learn. In fact, Noor and I are still learning ourselves too. There is like, you know, mastery is something that we all strive towards, but subhanAllah, just even think about that. The way the qalams are made, like they're aged, you know, the cost of them, the calligraphy ink. Just imagine that, like, you know, even at your house, if you have a candle, take the soot, try to make it, like, there's so much history in there too. It's so much of like our history, so much of our tradition. And that's what we want to do, is we want to raise the literacy rate of the Muslims. And workshops like these, we actually have them for everybody as well too. So that's why we teach English calligraphy first, and then do a tiny taste of Arabic. And you know, subhanAllah, like, you know, I hope you guys have had a great experience.
Yeah. Guys are certified Islamic as calligraphers, who somehow not calligraphers, but as who someone, no problem.
My name is Shala Chaudhary. I'm from Islamic Foundation. We were able to host this small workshop just as a trial to see how many people would be interested to do regular classes here. So this was just an introduction. If you are interested, we would like to do weekly. It takes, like they're saying, it takes a lot of practice. So on a weekly basis to do a class. If you're interested, please let me know, and we will try to arrange that. And also get a gauge of what, if the weekend, you know, or evening works better. We're just trying to understand the community a little bit better. But if you're, you know, I hope everyone enjoyed it. We did something different and hands-on, and hopefully this art continues to grow.
Inshallah. Feel free to come up here and grab your Bismillah Rahman Rahim pieces. I know we've passed back 3, but the rest of them are still here. And quick show of hands, who would be interested in kind of something consistent like this? And what time does this time kind of work? Sundays? Sunday, and who's committed for the 10 till Dhuhr kind of? That's a cool Sunday school. An hour is 1 hour a week is okay? Small and consistent. Again, small deeds. That's what Allah loves. More? More? 3 hours? Wait. You guys want to actually do 3 hours every week?
Yeah.
Every week?
We're gonna make sure to bring lunch this time.
Oh. Yeah, and like I said, we might make it. We might make level 1, level 2, and level 3 that way, and we'll see. We'll talk with IFS and things about that. But Jazakumullah khairan. Feel free to come up here and get your Bismillah work, and if you'd like Noor to write on your certificate, or you guys could write it yourself.
And please make sure to follow our social media so you can see your pictures and everything. It's on the flyer, okay?
Of course, yes.
Yes, inshallah. Yeah, feel free to come up here and grab your things, inshallah. Jazakumullahu khairan. May Allah reward you guys with goodness. And alhamdulillah. Sorry. Awesome work, by the way. I saw yours. It was really good. The way you actually, the meme reminds me of how most Qur'an, they actually do that also.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I actually do that too a few times.
Yeah, so I'll go early.
Yeah, I'll come to you guys if you want. Whoever want me to write
أي والله
I'll
بدنا
come to
نصلي.
this place. Yeah.